What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you stick around and find some value in this whole video, what we're going to talk about. So as you can see in the title, tips for being a personal trainer in 2024. As for myself, I am a personal trainer. Now, I got certified through NCSF, which is the National Council of Strength and Fitness. Now, my school offered a program on that, so I went to this thing called BOCES, which I went to high school, and then they took me on a bus and I went to a different school, which was BOCES, and I got my certification through there. Now, I did have a discount. I paid, I believe, like $400 for my certification. As you could see, I'm in a boxing gym. My niche is boxing. Boxing's been my first love. So with that being said, I can only speak for my experience as a boxing trainer, and I'm very grateful for it, is what I'm trying to say. I also have a list of the pros and cons, because you need to know the pros and cons of getting into this business and getting into this niche, which is personal training. And like I said, my genre is a little bit different from yours. If you want to work at a big box chain like LA Fitness or 24 Hour Fitness, Blink Fitness, the list goes on and on. I can only speak from my experience as I said before. So this is a pro and a con. You don't really need a certification, to be honest. I know there's people that know way more about fitness than I do, that even though I have a certification and they don't, some people will consider me a better trainer because I have the certification and they don't. Although they have way more knowledge than me, they know the transverse, they know adduction, abduction, and all that sort of stuff. They know it, they memorize it by heart. And to be honest, I never use those words. I'm never gonna teach a class or teach a client one-on-one, be like, yeah, we're gonna do adduction and we're gonna do the horizontal plane and all that sort of stuff. You don't really need a certification, but if you do decide to, I suggest going through NASM or through NCSF, or I'm lying, NCSF isn't my favorite. I think if I was to get certified again, I'd probably do it through like the bigger companies, which is NASM, ACE, ISSA, that sort of stuff, that sort of deal. Those are great companies. Let me calm down. I feel like I'm rushing the talking point. I want to take my time here. So the pros, some pros that I have down for being a personal trainer is the flexible schedule that you have being a personal trainer. Now, we work when other people don't work. So we work early in the morning, sometimes we work late at night. Because people are at work throughout the day, we gotta work with other people's schedules. So classes could be as early as 5 a.m. So you gotta set that alarm clock early, especially if your gym's an hour away, you gotta wake up extra early. So classes could start anywhere. You could probably have a client at wanna work out with you at 3:30 a.m. in the morning, and just make sure that they're paying good. So let me get back on track. The flexible schedule is definitely a pro. I love having that space in between the day, that I could work at a gym in the morning, teach a class, kick ass, have the rest of the day to chill out or do whatever I want to do, run errands, go to jiu-jitsu, do some hobbies, have some fun, I don't know, wash the truck, and then come back later at night and teach another class. You end up working different gyms and becoming like your own boss in a way, where you go to different gyms and you're kind of a freelancer in a sense, or a contractor in a way. That's awesome too. That's more like my situation, which I definitely recommend. I love being like a solo entrepreneur in a way. I feel awesome. I definitely feel like I'm my own businessman, but I definitely want to make business outside of that. But going back to the point and talking about personal training and tips, the flexible schedule is a plus. You get a thumbs up for me. You definitely have a work-life balance. Like, I picked up the hobby on doing jiu-jitsu. Thankfully, the place that I go to for jiu-jitsu has classes midday, which is excellent for personal trainers. So hopefully, if you have a hobby, hopefully you could find some work-life balance and continue to do that, hang out with loved ones, whatever you like to do. Being serious, guys, you're really changing people's lives as a personal trainer. They come to you for knowledge. They come for you because you have expertise, whether it's in boxing or whether it's in fitness in general. And people are just looking to get in shape. They want to change their lives. They're sick. They look in the mirror in the morning and they saw that they want to lose weight or they want to build muscle, and that's why they came to people like us. And we got to take it for what it is and have courage and know that it's actually better than what it is. They chose us. They chose you specifically to train them, and you're changing their lives little by little. Like today, we have like a chart here that has lists, like we're doing a 30-day weight loss challenge, which is awesome. We're motivating people to lose weight here. We're helping people change lives. Like people that were 400 pounds now down to 250. Now they're trying to reach under the 200s, and it's just so beautiful to see because we're helping them out, and it definitely lights a fire in you that makes you want to push them even harder, especially whether they're in the class or just private training one-on-one with them. It's definitely amazing, and seeing people change their lives for the better. Now that's a pro. You also get to network with people. We're meeting different people all the time. You got people coming in the gym that are lawyers, that are doctors, everybody knows a guy, and just networking with the right people will definitely get you on your way, whether you want to stick to the personal training or you want to get in a different route. I know people I know Dana White was a boxing trainer, literally what I'm doing. Now look at him, he's like one of the best entrepreneurs in the world and the owner of the UFC, right? President of the UFC. Look at him, look at what he's doing. He started by being a personal trainer. There's definitely opportunity if you meet the right people, you train the right people, you treat them with respect, and you treat them the way you want to be treated, the golden rule, you know what I'm saying? The possibilities are endless. I've had countless of people, like for my birthday, they gave me gifts. For Christmas, they give me gifts, like they give me money, or they give me one time I got a pair of Ray-Bans, I got a Gucci sweater. Like people will give you stuff. And honestly, as a personal trainer, this is a side note for being a personal trainer. People like you for you. If you're just a kind person and you treat people with respect, people will give you that respect back, and they will listen, and they will take the guidance of what you tell them, and they will apply it. If I tell you, sorry, did you hear that list? If I tell you to throw a jab, cross, and there's two different ways I can tell you. All right, guys, let's throw that jab, cross. All right, guys, let's throw that jab, cross. Let's get to it. There's two different elements, two different flavors. But if you're just a douche and you're I don't want to use provocative words. I know there could be kids watching this. You could be a kid yourself thinking about becoming a personal trainer. If you're just a dick, honestly, people are not going to want to train with you. So just work on your communication skills, being nice, being kind, greet people with a smile, call them by their first name, tell them that they're doing a great job. Thank you for coming to the gym. So that's just a side note. Now, another pro, like I said before, networking with people is awesome, get you in the right direction and whatever you want to do. Now, another pro is you get to work out for free. Working out is a job, guys. Like, this is literally my job. I get to work out as my life. Like, I'm probably gonna hit the bag right after this. Like, I'm already pumped up thinking about working out already. And what time is it? It's about to be 9 p.m. right now. I'm just creating this YouTube video because I haven't created a video in a few days or so. Yeah, you get to work out for free. Like this morning I taught a boxing class in the morning at Title. Then I went straight to LA Fitness. I got my workout in, and then I'm probably gonna get a second workout in just because I want to, you know, like this is my life. I wanna present myself well. I wanna present myself with muscle, and I wanna be strong, and I also wanna work on my craft with the boxing, making sure that I'm getting everything right and I'm turning my punches so I'm able to teach it and explain to others the way I do it myself, and hopefully it helps them as well. So yeah, I get to work out for free. And lastly, I bet there's more pros, but this is the last pro that I have written down, is you're teaching people your skills, like your passion. This is my passion. Boxing is my passion. Martial arts is my passion. I get to teach people this as a living, and I'm getting paid for it, which some people, like they work at a job that they're miserable. Like my cousin, he calls me every so often, and he's always complaining about how he hates his job and where he's working at. And I just think about it, like I don't remember, like I remember working at Famous Footwear when I was younger, actually, now that I think about it. And I hated working for my managers. I hated the managers, I hated the staff. There's a bunch of, I had a lot of jobs, guys. Like I've been a hustler, come on now. And I just hate having my own, like having a boss. I want to become my own boss. So working at multiple gyms makes me feel like I'm my own boss. Like, hey, I don't really need to be here. Like I have other spots too. And yeah, I'm getting off topic. I'm getting that was a little entitlement Kevin in me, a little bit Coach Vito in me. I'm sorry about that, but that's the truth. So yeah, you're teaching people your passion, and you're making money for it. What's better than that, right? So we're gonna go over to the cons. Now, this could be a con for some of you. It's not really for me, but waking up early, I can see why that could be a con for some people. I know some people don't like waking up early, but when that alarm clock rings at 3 a.m., you gotta wake up because that class is at 4, or you got a client at 4, or you gotta set that alarm at 4:15 because you gotta be at the gym by 5:15. So just making sure that you're on top of your alarms, and your sleep schedule is super important. So make sure you're getting enough rest, at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, which thankfully I've been able to keep up on that, which I probably got to get home soon because I need to get my Z's too. Another con for being a personal trainer could be the pay as well. Like, you're not gonna become a millionaire off of being just a personal trainer unless you're charging like $600 for somebody to train with you for an hour, which I totally understand. For me, like, when I first got into the business, I never thought like I could charge somebody X amount of dollars. Like, it could be infinite amount of dollars, $4,000 for a session. Because there's coaches that do that. There's people that can do that. I know at one of the gyms I worked at, during the interview process, I remember I charged people $50 an hour, $60 an hour, just so I could train with them one-on-one, teach them the ropes, teach them how to throw a jab, teach them how to throw a cross, the proper way, the good way. And he explained to me during the interview process, like, he would do the same thing that I did, charging 50, 60. He charged 600, 700 for an hour, guys. We're talking for an hour, and people would pay that. So you got to know your value as well when you're becoming a personal trainer. So that's why I didn't like working at like LA Fitness or a big box retail gym, because I know the pay sucks. I know the pay isn't great at all. And thankfully where I'm at now, the spots that I'm at now, the pay is pretty good. I had no complaints, and of course it could be better. Of course, again, my situation's calm because I'm living at home, I'm living with my family. Like, I don't really got that many bills to worry about. So my situation, it works for me. Maybe in the future, you never know, in 5-10 years, maybe the situation could be different. But like I said, you're not going to become a millionaire off this in this particular work field unless you end up saucing it up, you do something different, and people decide to pay you more for your value. That's all I really have to say about that part. There's also, being a personal trainer, there's a strict schedule. If you meet up with a client and you say, I'm gonna meet you at 2:30 p.m., your ass better be at that gym by 2 p.m., ready, setting up, at least 15 minutes early. I get some people can't make it 30 minutes early, that's OD. But if you can make it at least 15 minutes early, at least minimum 15 minutes early, that's the best. That's what I recommend. But you gotta be there. You can't be showing up late, and it's not like you're clocking into a retail store, you're clocking into Old Navy, and you could just show up 5 minutes late because you felt like you didn't want to get out of bed this morning. No, if that alarm clock rings, you gotta be at that gym, because that class is gonna start at 5:45, whether you're there or not. And if you're not there and the class doesn't start, your ass is grass. You're gonna get fired, or you're gonna get a warning, or whatever the situation is. You gotta make sure that you're there, because these people came to pay you, and you gotta provide that value by showing up on time, creating the energy and bringing the vibe. And whether you have a bad day or not, you gotta bring that energy. And that's our field. We signed up for this, so I'm sure you know this by now. Now, another con that I have too, unless you have your own like gym and you have your own spot, you're working for somebody else. At the end of the day, you're making somebody else's dream come true, which I'm well aware of. I'm keeping that in mind in the future. I know maybe I might want to own a gym. I want to just see the numbers first, maybe see if there's good potential in making my money back, and ROI, all that stuff. Look at me talking about ROI. I'm just talking here, guys. Return on investment, if you don't know what I mean, it's the money that you put in, how much you're gonna get back, and if not more, whether that's less. But unless you're owning your own gym, you're working for somebody else. That's a con. That's something to think about as well. Yeah, you could be making $40 an hour, but it's an hour here, it's an hour there. It's not $40 an hour and then you're working 8-hour shifts. You're only working 1 hour, maybe 2, maybe 3 at most. So that's all I really have to say about that. It's you're working for somebody else. And that's really all I have written down. Let me know. I could make a part 2. I just got to think a little bit more about being a personal trainer, and it's definitely a great niche. I definitely love what I do for a living, and I'm proud to say that I'm a personal trainer for a living. Now, I am starting this YouTube video, so hopefully you guys could leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Leave a comment on what else you want me to talk about. I know I'm not the best at editing, so excuse my editing skills, but continue to show up, continue to grind, and remember to train hard and be kind. I'll catch y'all.